Hello, everybody. Welcome to the real talk of my podcast, Too Good to Be True podcast. I am your host, Pascal Mayala. Today we having breaking news right now. Is involved of a P.Diddy situation. If you haven't heard it right now, or you living on a rock, P.Diddy has been charged with sex trafficking by force, transportation of engaged in prostitution, and racketeering conspiracy on every woman that has been abused. Actually, every woman has been abused by Puff Daddy's power. But before that, we can talk about it. I want you to guys do me a favor because it's gonna be on my YouTube channel, Too Good to Be True podcast. I want you guys to like, subscribe, leave your comment on the community, leave your comment on the video, and notify because it means a lot to me. And we have 24 people who already subscribed. We need more people to subscribe to my podcast so we can grow this podcast together. Or you can listen to this podcast on audio on Spotify, Amazon Music, and Apple Podcasts. So thank you very much. Now let's get to the main topic on this uh real talk. We just heard the news about Puff Daddy, like I said in the beginning, that he has been charged with sex trafficking. If you remember, if you remember before I show the video, remember when I did my first ever episode real talk, I talked about the police in March of 2024 that the police went to P. Diddy's house and and look into his house to find documents if they had sex trafficking. Remember that in Miami or even in LA, and that they arrested his son. And I did another video about the Diddy situation talk on my YouTube channel, which I'm gonna show you later, and I will add up on my link. Actually, I'm gonna add up also on my link of the video of Puff Daddy and and also the not the audio people talk. You can listen to my Spotify, like I said, but I have the video that I did about the Diddy situation. Now we just have the breaking news that he has been charged with sex trafficking. He just went to the court, and we're gonna share our video right now. We're gonna share the video, and let's listen to it. Let's listen to it right now. Let's listen to it. Let's grow this one and go.
We are coming on the air with some breaking news to bring you on the arrest of hip hop music mogul Sean Diddy Combs, who was arrested at a New York hotel last night by federal agents. Authorities have unsealed Combs' indictment, so we now can see he has been charged with racketeering conspiracy, sex trafficking, and transportation to engage in prostitution. Now, Combs denies all the allegations. We've got a lot to unpack here. This is just breaking. We were just able to read this. We have NBC News legal analyst Danny Savalas, who's going through it in real time. Danny, thank you very much. I know it's a lot, but let's just start on these charges. Walk us through just how serious they are. Again, one more time to repeat, it's that racketeering charge, it is sex trafficking, and it is transportation to engage in prostitution. What exactly do those charges tell you?
RICO Act's racketeering charges are somewhat difficult to bring. So for the government to bring them demonstrates that they feel they have a pretty strong case. And essentially what RICO charges allege is that somebody corrupted an organization. Could be a company, could be an organization of really any kind.
Okay.
And they have to allege that there are these predicate crimes, at least two. But They don't need to just limit themselves to two, which is why you frequently see in RICO indictments a long laundry list of all of these different alleged crimes that the organization was corrupted by. So that's what you see here. You see everything, all kinds of, dare I say, horrific allegations against Diddy. And so you also see the sex trafficking allegations. Keep in mind that because we're in federal court, general rule of thumb is that these crimes are going to have some interstate element. And you see that throughout the indictment, that these allegations of sex trafficking occurred over state lines. That's the traditional federal nexus. Otherwise, if it was purely intrastate within the state, you would expect these charges to be brought in state court. But you see the racketeering charges, you see also the sex trafficking charges, which have as their essence crossing state lines. The charge related to prostitution, again, you're always going to have that interstate element because we are in federal court. But the RICO charge itself is really the meat of this indictment. It alleges a lot of different criminal activity as the predicates to that racketeering charge.
Yeah, and so it sounds, but correct me if I'm wrong on this, like his business empire has a lot to do with this. And I think it's important for people to remember as recently as 2022, he was listed as a billionaire. I mean, this is a man with a serious business empire in addition to what you may know him as just his music career. Does that play in with a conspiracy charge, a racketeering conspiracy charge?
The racketeering, the organization is the charge. You've seized on
Right.
exactly. Several decades ago, in about the 70s, the Congress got together and said, how do we combat organized crime? Because criminals are basically taking organizations and corrupting them. And they came up with the RICO Act, and that's exactly what it targets. You mentioned Diddy's empire, his company. What happens when somebody takes a company and uses it for nefarious purposes? Because to some degree, American corporate law allows individuals to hide behind the corporation. The corporation does the bidding of individuals. It doesn't have any free thinking of its own. So that's exactly what RICO was intended to target, when criminals take organizations, corrupt them to their own purposes. And that's essentially what the government is arguing here, that it was the organization that was corrupted through all these predicate crimes, and therefore Diddy is on the hook for, at least according to the government, for those RICO allegations. So you're exactly right. The organization is the key to the racketeering charges because it is the organization that has allegedly been corrupted by the defendant.
Thanks for watching. Stay updated about break.
So you heard what the attorney said about actually the news said about Diddy. I mean, this is very bad, people, and also that what I'm trying to say is, I mean, what Diddy did is very wrong. Now I know he claims that he's innocent, but we gotta see if it is true because two things can be true. If he's telling the truth, I mean, he's free. But if he's not telling the truth, he can get in serious. He can be in serious danger. That mean his business empire will be gone. He could lose all his money, and he could be in jail forever. But also, this year, like I said, this year, 2024, like we said, this is the year of exposing celebrities. This is one of them. This is really one of them. And like I said, also, if Diddy, like I said, if Diddy go to jail, what does it mean for the rest of the Hollywood? What does it mean? I mean, I mean, if he go like I said, if he get arrested, that means every celebrity then in danger who got involved with Diddy sex trafficking. Believe me, this is gonna be very bad. And let's refresh the memory, like I said in the beginning of the video. Remember when I told you that in March of 24 that the the federal government went to Diddy's house to check on every document in Miami and also in LA in his house to check if he had document, if he had sex trafficking, what he had, and they arrested his son. And yes, I think everybody remember that. I think a couple of months later, CNN showed a video of Diddy hitting Cassie Ventura in a hotel with Diddy with his towel on. And I will give you the link of the video if you haven't seen it. I advise you to see my video of it. I did a video on it, and in my opinion, with exception of the camera thing, which I'm gonna admit that I made a mistake. I'll be honest with you because I said that Mace, I said you're totally wrong. I just thought about that. Yeah, sorry, not Mace, but Cam wasn't Diddy's artist, so my apologize for that. But if you take away what the Cam interview with CNN, it looks very bad. Even the video with apology, I said this: who's the idea to tell Diddy to make a video to apologize? It's looking even worse. So to me, if Diddy ever had to do that video back then a couple months ago, I think I'll if I was his attorney, I'll say, don't do the video, just keep your mouth shut and move on. Now we found out a couple during the arrest and look into his house that he had baby oil in his house. I believe 10 or 20, I don't know how many, but baby oil to maybe to attract women. I don't know what he was doing with it, but it looked very bad. So to me, Diddy will go to jail if he pled guilty. And what does it mean for the rest of the celebrities in Hollywood? They can be in danger. I mean, they're gonna be exposed. So this is the year exposure 2024. I don't think it's over for the next 3 or 4 years. I think a lot of celebrity will be exposed. So that's all I gotta say for today. Like I said, if you want to follow me on 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 social media, actually I didn't say about social media, but if you want to follow me on social media, go on Instagram Pascal underscore Mayala underscore 15. Same thing with Thread Pascal underscore Mayala underscore 15. If you guys want to listen to my podcast, listen to Spotify, uh, Amazon Music, Apple Podcasts. If you want to watch me visually, go on my YouTube channel to go to the True Podcast. Uh, like, subscribe, leave your comment on the community or in the video and notify because your comment means a lot to me. And also, I forgot if you want to follow me on social on X, formerly Twitter, you go at Belly versus PMM. So thank you very much for listening to this real talk. See ya.